Don't just stand there. Like I said in the breakdown, Ian leads. That's what makes him dangerous. He's the one being active, but right now he's waiting for Islam. Islam's the one leading the dance. He's the one dictating the pace. Oh! Yeah. Felt that through my body. Oh, I like that, eh? Kidney shots. Oh! I felt that as well. Up my spine. Oh, you see the knuckles. Oh, those are hard.
Islam catches him as he's separating with a nasty head kick that drops Garry, lands right on his jaw, drops Garry. Garry pops right back up. Islam starts swarming him, going for the finish. It's an insane exchange. Eventually, Islam clinches up with Garry, and he did a head and arm throw that was absolutely masterful. Took Garry down, controlled him basically for the rest of the round, starts landing some elbows, looking to set up a submission. At this point, I thought Islam was going to find this up. So Gary's rocked. He's clearly hurt. He's just got taken down and got taken down hard too. I mean, it was a nasty throw. And I thought Islam was going to find a choke. Gary's able to survive, even gets up a little bit late.
Getting Garry on his, against the fence. He had the head kick, obviously, which changed things in the fight. I thought when he landed the head kick, he was going to go for blood and get the finish there, but that doesn't end up happening. Listen, credit to Garry for surviving. I thought there were points in this fight where Islam did look like he was going to potentially either win by submission or get the finish in this fight, but Garry hung on. I would have liked to see a little bit more activity for Garry. I feel like he didn't do a whole lot. He did land some strikes though. If you go look at the significant strikes, especially in that fourth round, he did outland Islam in a number of cases because Islam was kind of just holding him against the fence. Garry was landing some shots, so Garry did get some shots in there, and he did again steal a round or two.
It wasn't until the fifth round where he started showing the back shoulder coming forward a little bit and kind of showing you like weight transfer to the lead leg, right? So I just don't know what was going on in Ian's mind from the fact that he stripped away all of his footwork and he stripped away all the power side attacks that he has, which again in open stance are the most important things that you can throw. Double up the power side, throw the two, and then send the head kick. He was just throwing naked head kicks, and it's evident that Islam getting in that mix and getting a clean break and then finding that kick was the more successful head kicks thrown between either man.
Javier Mendez said Ian Garry is extremely difficult to fight because of his length, movement, and well-rounded skills, but Islam Makhachev managed to dominate him in a way Mendez had never seen before. He pointed out that Garry had never been taken down and controlled this much on the ground. For Mendez, this showed just how impressive Islam's performance really was, and he believes Islam is now on track to reach the highest level of the welterweight division.
And that's the thing with Ian Garry. It's hard to fight him. Anyone that he fights, it's always a difficult fight because he's so long and it's confusing to try and figure out where you're at, and then he's so well-rounded. So you guys did an incredible job and you dominated. I was gonna say, sorry, go on, Javier.
Well, if you think about it, right, I don't think anybody's dominated Ian Garry like Islam did. I don't think anybody has. I watched his fights and I didn't see anybody dominate him. Not like this. This is the first time he's actually been taken down this much and controlled this much on the ground. So, that's why Islam to me is on track to, being the top five. The gold category, probably higher than 5, but regardless,
Javier Mendez explained that Ian Garry changed his usual movement strategy and stayed much more in front of Islam instead of constantly moving away. He felt this worked to Garry's advantage because both fighters were cautious about each other's counters. Islam saw opportunities to attack the body but stayed patient, while Garry, being more of a counter striker, was also waiting for Islam to make a mistake.
Not run, but he moves more. He wasn't running from us. He usually moves more. He didn't. He was right there. So that was a different strategy that he used also. And it was probably to his best advantage to do what he did, to be honest with you. So they kind of negated each other. Like I've been telling Islam, go, the body's open. And Islam wouldn't throw something because I think he was not worried, but aware that the counter was coming behind that. Same thing for Garry. I don't think Garry, because mostly Gary's a counter striker more than anything. So he basically was waiting for us, but Islam was waiting for him sometimes because, of the countering that Gary does.
Mighty Mouse explained that Islam Makhachev's relentless takedown pressure made the fight difficult for Ian Garry. Even when Garry defended the takedowns, Islam kept coming forward and attacking. He said this constant pressure can slowly drain an opponent's gas tank. Mighty Mouse also noted that Garry relies on opponents making mistakes to capitalize, but Islam stayed disciplined and gave Garry very few opportunities.
Try to poke and try to get Islam to come across it, but Islam never did. And then I never forget when these guys shoot, they don't stop shooting. Even if Islam would shoot 100 fucking times, and Ian Garry would stuff 99, he would shoot 100 of them. He would continue to shoot. Does it wear down their gas tank? Yes, but Ian Garry isn't an athlete that takes risk. I said it before. If you look at his last 5 fights, he needs his opponents to overextend to capitalize on their mistakes so he can get one up on his opponents, right?
Arman Sarukian said Ian Garry lacked confidence and became too focused on defending Islam Makhachev's takedowns. He felt Garry forgot to use his biggest weapon, striking, and needed to create more offense. Arman believes Garry should have attacked more and made Islam respect his stand-up game.
Ian Garry, he didn't believe himself so much. If he could believe himself before the fight, like the earlier rounds, he could do better. But he didn't do anything. He was just thinking about defend the takedown, but he forget that he's a striker. You gotta strike. How are you gonna win? You just stay there like this and doing nothing. How you wanna win this fight? Yeah, people saying he defend Islam's wrestling, of course, but if he's not fighting, he's just defending.
Chael Sonnen said Ian Garry seemed more focused on how Islam Makhachev and his team would perceive him than on actually defeating Islam. According to Chael, Garry appeared too concerned with earning respect and avoiding offense, which may have affected his aggression and overall game plan.
I've never spoke about it because I didn't think anybody would get it. And then I saw Ian Garry do it on Saturday. Ian Garry was more concerned at being respected or being liked or not offending, whatever the term might be, but he was more concerned in how Islam and that team would perceive him than he was in going out and defeating them.
Chael Sonnen said Ian Garry seemed more focused on Islam Makhachev's approval than winning the fight. He felt Garry lost valuable rounds while seeking that approval and should have focused more on fighting instead of impressing his opponent.
But when the fight started and he kept reaching out for the approval of Islam, he's losing rounds. Rounds are done. He can't get them back. They're done. That's now in the history books. That's going into the bank account of Islam should he need a withdrawal known as the judge's decision. And Garry's still reaching out for his approval. I don't know what Ian Garry said to Islam. I don't know what he said to him the first time, the second time. I don't know what he said to him at the very end when the fight is over. He lost and he got head-to-head in a really weird moment and decided to pep talk a guy who made it clear 3 days before, I can't understand you.
Israel Adesanya said the second round was a major turning point after Islam Makhachev landed a clean head kick that stunned Ian Garry. He praised Garry for recovering and staying composed under pressure. Despite Garry's resilience, Adesanya felt the fight further proved Islam's elite level and pound-for-pound status.
But fuck, that was around 2 when he sent him on ice skates, bro. That was when I felt it through my body, like nervous system was like, what the fuck? And I think when he had a high crotch at one point, it almost spiked him. But that head kick, I can't remember how he set it up. It was off the fence, coming off. Then it was off the left hand as well. Just effortless. Yeah. And good for Ian to recover, stay composed, and not get finished, because most men would have got finished in that point.
Yeah,
especially when you get hurt like that as well. Yeah, crazy fight. And again, this just I think this still, already it's. Fucking Islam stock is up here. He's the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world right now.
Jorge Masvidal criticized Ian Garry for being too friendly with Islam Makhachev during the fight. He felt Garry was more focused on praising and encouraging Islam than pushing for the win. Masvidal respected the sportsmanship but believed Garry needed much more urgency and aggression when it mattered most.
Great. But I also think Garry was just content to compete with him, you know? The way he kept hugging, kissing, you should be proud of yourself. And it's like, dude, ain't nobody trying to hear your fucking pep talk. You're here to fight, bro.
I don't like that.
I don't like that at all.
Not during the fight. I don't like it. You know,
I
in the
like,
back
I like
after.
respect, but
yeah, do whatever you
afterwards.
want, but we're paying to see a fight, bro. We're not paying you to tell him how good he is or none of that.
Yeah,
you know?
as a fan of the sport, I hate when guys do that, man. Maybe fifth round, it's a war, and they're going to finish it on the fifth round.
Henry Cejudo said Ian Garry started the fifth round strongly by being aggressive and throwing more strikes. However, he felt Garry became too playful and showed Islam Makhachev too much respect. Cejudo believes this lack of urgency stopped Garry from pushing harder when it mattered most.
Both guys, you have to go out there and really make a statement that fifth round. And Ian started off great. I think he won the first part of that fifth round. He won the early parts of that fifth round. When he was assertive and he was throwing his strikes, he had some success. But it's almost like he gets into this playful mode. And it was almost, I think almost, it was almost a little bit too much respect for Islam.
No, but that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you, bro. It's like everything is just like a having fun kind of type of attitude. Like, no matter what the result is, I'm here.
Belal Muhammad said Ian Garry became too focused on defending Islam Makhachev's takedowns instead of creating offense. He felt Garry needed to press forward and attack more, especially in the later rounds. Belal also noted that Garry's body kicks were working, but his hesitation to throw the right hand limited his offense.
And like I said, I think it was more so being happy with defending the takedown, being happy with not getting subbed or getting out of those grappling situations. Like, we did it, right? We survived. When I felt like it should have been more trying to press forward, especially in the later rounds, trying to attack more. The body kick was landing, but he wasn't really throwing the right hand at all. I think he just needed to let it go more, right? To try to find more openings. But Islam's very good defensively. He's good at even managing his own distance and backing out or shooting under your shot. I think that's why Ian was very hesitant to throw his right hand when it's southpaw against orthodox. Throwing that right hand leaves the opening for the takedown. But once it got to the later rounds, Islam was winning.
Michael Bisping said Ian Garry abandoned his usual movement and spent too much time standing in front of Islam Makhachev. This allowed Islam to attack the lead leg and secure early takedowns. Bisping also highlighted Islam's head kick and grappling control, saying he dictated the fight through the first 4 rounds.
Is he the GOAT? We don't know. But Ian Garry typically moves around a lot. This time he was rather stationary, standing right in front of him with his lead arm outstretched, which was a very curious strategy, because the lead leg is there to be taken down from Islam Makhachev, and that's what we saw happen. Islam took him down in the first round, got on top of him, looked for some rear naked chokes and stuff like that, but not too much action, not too much ground and pound. Second round, like, wobbled him with a head kick, beautiful shot, and then got some takedowns again, and that was pretty much, the biggest action throughout the fight. Now, he controlled him throughout 4 rounds.
MMA Guru said Ian Garry needed to do much more against Islam Makhachev. He called giving up his back in the 5th round a major mistake against Islam's dangerous grappling. Garry had defended better earlier but failed to adjust in the 5th. Once Islam secured the body triangle, MMA Guru felt the fight was essentially over.
I don't like it. Don't like it. I think it's fucking lame. And I think you're a pussy for fighting like that. And I think Ian Garry could have done more. And I think Ian Garry made a fatal mistake giving up his back in round 5. Makhachev has a bunch of tricks to go to with big strength moves in the grappling. And Ian, what is going on? Why can't I go to Makhachev? And Ian, eventually didn't adjust correctly enough. In round 4, Makhachev tried the same thing, but Ian didn't let him get to the back. But once that body triangle's in, I'm like, Makhachev's gonna lay here for 3 minutes, the fight's over.
True Geordie said Ian Garry had clear advantages in size, age, and reach but failed to use them effectively. He felt Garry needed to be more confident and aggressive on the feet. Instead, Garry relied on single shots without enough follow-up or sustained offense. True Geordie emphasized that Gary's skill wasn't the problem, it was his failure to use it.
You're the bigger guy, you're the younger guy, you've got a much longer reach, you've got a clear advantage in the stand-up there. You did not fight like that at all. When you have all of those advantages, the confidence you should get from them should be through the fucking roof. And yes, you're fighting a great fighter, but when you have those advantages, I expect you to throw more than one punch at a time, and for the vast majority of that fight, It was single shots. He never followed up and really went for it at any point. And I don't get that, you know, because I look at Ian Garry, I think clearly a very skilled lad. This isn't like a hate on Ian Garry video. I'm admiring the skill. The skill is not in question.
Ariel Helwani said Ian Garry was the real story of the fight because he had the skills and physical advantages to challenge Islam Makhachev. He felt Garry had a real opportunity to win, especially with Islam looking more beatable than usual. Ariel believes Garry had the chance to make history but failed to capitalize on it.
I thought that the story of this fight was Ian Garry. The story of this fight, yes, it was Islam trying to make history. Yes, he's the champion. Yes, he's trying to defend. But the story was, could Ian be the guy, the guy who was so confident, so sure of himself, seemingly saying all the right things going into this fight? Could he be the one to finally unseat Islam Makhachev? And the story of the fight in the aftermath is, he should have been the one. He should have won that fight. He had it. He could have won that fight. Islam had never been more beatable than maybe the Volkanovski fight in 23, but that felt like a 50-50.
Daniel Cormier said Islam Makhachev secured an early takedown and controlled Ian Garry for most of the first round. However, he struggled to flatten Garry or secure a truly dominant position, relying instead on strong back control. Cormier also noted that maintaining that pressure required significant energy from Islam.
The fight starts and Islam gets a takedown early, controls Ian for the rest of the round. But there was a difference. He was never able to flatten Ian out. He was never able to truly gain control. What he was able to do was take the back and ride him almost like a collegiate wrestler for the entirety of the first round. But he wasn't able to get him to go to his back. He wasn't able to secure dominant position. You could tell it was going to take a lot of energy for Islam to keep Ian Garry down.
What do you think? Did Ian Garry miss his biggest opportunity, or did Islam Makhachev prove why he's one of the best? Share your thoughts below, and like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more UFC reactions and fight analysis.